High voltage boxes for commercial and industrial energy storage wiring and switching operation tutorial video. Ready to be mated into a standard high voltage box for commercial and industrial energy storage. Battery pack required. Slave board connections. Master-slave cascade power line post-communication line. Ready to go. There are 5 steps. Step 1. Connecting the cascade. Using the wall subtraction of the first battery box as the total B, wall clips of the last battery box as total B+. Using slave boards and cables connect the cascade outputs of the first slave board and the second slave board's cascade input port, cascade output port of the second slave board, connected to the cascade input of the third slave board, in a similar fashion. Cascade output port of the last slave board, insertion of end resistance. Threading with the main cluster. Connect the cluster inputs of the first cluster board. Connection to the main bush connection of the high-pressure box. The first step is to complete the junction port connection schematic as shown. Step to connect the power cable and power cord. For power line wiring interface color with high voltage and battery boxes 1-to-1 correspondence required. Power line place the B+ of the first battery box. B connection to the second battery box. B+ the second battery box. B connection to the third battery box. In a similar fashion, there is a clicking sound when the power cord is plugged in, indicates a connection. If not, please try to connect it again before proceeding to the next step, followed by an all-red power line. B+ for connecting the last battery box and the B+ interface of the high voltage box. Use an all-black power line, connecting the first battery box B and B connectors for high-pressure boxes. Step are complete. Step 3. Turn on your computer. Push the circuit breaker of the high voltage box from the OFF position to the on position. Long press the on/off button for 3 to 5 seconds until the green light on the button starts blinking, and then release the hand. Then long press again for 3 to 5 seconds until the green light is always on, and then release your hand. Wait 10 to 20 seconds after the self-test time off. The high voltage box enters standby operation. Step 4. Connect to the host computer. Put in a generic USB 2485 serial cable. One end of the interface plugs into the external communication port of the high voltage box. Plug the other end into your computer's USB port. Open the PACE High Voltage's special host computer software and click to connect. View fault alarm bar. Display no fault alarm message is considered normal. If there is a problem that cannot be solved, you can contact PACE after sales staff for consultation. Step 5. Shut down the system under normal operation. If you need to shut down, there are 2 ways. The first is to press and hold the on/off button for 5 seconds. The system will automatically shut down. The second is to push the circuit breaker from the on position to the off position. Finish shutting down. The disassembled line is according to the overall positive and negative power lines, battery terminal positive and negative power cables, master and slave connections. It is sufficient to proceed from the order of the play-pole connection and the end resistor. Important notes. Above is PACE wiring of high voltage boxes for commercial and industrial energy storage and switching operation tutorial. Please strictly follow the above steps. If you have any other questions, please contact PACE's after sales staff. Thank you for choosing PACE. PACE technology leads new energy.